Hey, everybody. Just going to wait for some people to join and then we'll get started. So, get started in about a minute or so, maybe 2 minutes or so. Actually, let me get my iPad. As you come in, let me know where you're from, what you do, how you found out about Sis Brunch. Getting on my stream on my iPad as well. I'm going to get started in just a minute. Okay, join here. All right, for sake of everybody's time, let's get started. Share my screen. The screen. All right, let's get started. Okay. All right. So I want to welcome you back to Sis Brunch. Thank you for coming for the second Sis Brunch. We made it through. I hope you're having a good week. I'm so excited that you're here. Before we get started, let's go around the brunch table, see who's in the room. If you're watching this on a replay or a live stream later, you can drop these things in the chat or drop them in the comments. Drop these 3 things in the chat or comments. Your name, what you do, and one thing you'd love your invisible assistant to help with. Now, if you don't know what your invisible assistant is, I suggest you go watch the last live stream from Wednesday last week. We talked all about that and how we can automate and build our businesses without building an entire team. So I'm going to go first with mine. So my name is Chelsea. I do marketing and automations, and I would say I want my invisible assistant to help with following up with leads. Okay. All right, let me see if I can look at the chat, see if anybody has said anything yet. Checking both chats. Nothing yet. All right. Well, as you're thinking about that and talking and posting that, I would love to introduce myself to you. So if you haven't met before, my name is Chelsea Harris. I am the founder of Sassy Boss. I help service-based women, entrepreneurs, build simpler, smarter businesses through marketing, systems, and automation. Today, I'm going to show you how simple systems work together behind the scenes to help you attract leads, stay connected, and make it easier for people to work with you. So grab your coffee, tea, matcha, mimosa, whatever you're sipping today, and let's build your invisible assistant together. Today, I'm drinking water, but it matches me, you see? So let's talk about last week a little bit. So last week, we talked about 3 things that every business needs, okay? At the core, 3 things. People need to find you. They need to know who the heck you are, right? They need to understand that you exist. People need to hear from you. And people need an easy next step, because it doesn't matter how amazing your services are if nobody discovers you. It doesn't matter how interested someone is if they forget about you. And it doesn't matter how much they want to work with you if they don't know what to do next. Those three things are what help businesses grow. But here's the question: how do you actually make all of that happen consistently? Because most of us are busy. We're serving clients, we're running our businesses, we're taking care of our families, we're living our lives, right? We can't manually do every single thing every day. And that's what we're going to look at today. I'm going to show you I'm going to show you how simple systems can work together behind the scenes to help people find you, hear from you, and take the next step. Okay, so let's go through an example. Rather than showing you the systems in theory, I really want to show you a real example. So meet Tanya. Tanya isn't a real client. Tanya represents the people that you're trying to serve, your potential clients, your future customers, okay? The people who are interested in what you do, but not ready to take action right away. Because every business has a Tanya. And what I want you to show you today is what her experience looks like from the beginning to the end. So how does she discover your business? What happens after she shows interest? What happens, or how does she stay connected after without manually remembering every follow-up? How do you guide her towards the next step when she's ready? So let's follow Tanya's journey and see what happens behind the scenes, okay? All right. So let's start with the first lesson. People need to find you because Tanya can't attend Sis Brunch if she never discovers it. Remember, Tanya is busy. She's serving clients. She's running her business. She's managing her life. She's not waking up every morning wondering if Chelsea is hosting a workshop today. So one afternoon, she's scrolling through social media between clients and she comes across Sis Brunch and comes across a post that was posted about it, right? Something about it catches her attention. Maybe it's the topic, maybe it's the message, but really it's simply that it speaks to a problem that she is already experiencing. So for a moment, she stops scrolling. And now here's what I want you to notice. The goal of the post wasn't to make Tanya become a client immediately. The goal was to simply help the right person discover something valuable. Because before someone can join your email list, before they can book a call or attend an event, they need to know you exist. And that's what visibility really is. Creating opportunities for the right people to find you. And for Tanya, that journey started with a single social media post. Okay. Now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. Okay. So now Tanya saw the post and wanted to learn more. But here's something important. Most people don't take action when things feel complicated. They take action when things feel easy. So instead of asking Tanya to search for a website or send a message or try to figure out where to go, the post gave her a simple instruction: comment the word brunch. That's it. One simple step. Once Tanya commented the word brunch, my invisible assistant stepped in. Instead of her waiting on me to see the comment and respond to the comment and send her a link, it automatically sent Tanya a direct message with the registration link. Tanya clicked the link, registered for the event, and just like that, she moved to the next step. Now, I want you to think about how many opportunities businesses lose right here, because someone is interested, they want more information, but they don't want to have to jump through too many hoops to get it. The easier you make it for people to take the next step, the more likely they are to do it. So now we're going to do a quick demo. I'm going to show you exactly what that looked like on the behind the scenes, okay? Let's look. Okay. Sorry, seeing all the... let's pull... So I'm going to pull over my Instagram. Okay, this is my Instagram. And on here, I posted about the brunch. So let's just say she saw this post. right? At the very bottom of the post, scroll down. Let me scroll. Oh, let me scroll. At the very bottom of the post, it says, hold on. Let's try again. Hold on, y'all. I'm scrolling. I have to do it on the other screen. It's really weird. Okay. So if you notice over here on the post, it says comment brunch and I'll send the link. Right? I don't know why it's not scrolling on here. But anyway, she commented the word brunch on there, right? And then let me show you what my invisible assistant does once she comments the word brunch. I'm just going to show you someone that commented brunch for real. So they commented brunch and my invisible assistant automatically said, hey, thanks for commenting brunch. It even knows her name. Thanks for commenting brunch. Save your seat here. And then it goes to and then she just clicks the link. We meet every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'd love to have you join us. So it gives her all the information she needs in order to take that next step. Okay. Let's move on to the next slide. Hold on real quick. All right. So once she clicks the link, she's going to fill out their registration form, right? And then it's going to take her to that next step. Okay. So now Tanya has officially registered. And this is where most businesses accidentally create uncertainty. Have you ever registered for something and wondered, like, did it go through? Am I registered? What happens next? And nobody likes feeling confused, right? So the moment Tanya registers, the invisible assistant sends a confirmation email. Not tomorrow, not when I remember, not me manually doing it, but immediately the system does it. So Tanya knows that she's in the right place. She knows her registration was successful. She knows what happens next. And most importantly, she feels taken care of. Because a great customer experience isn't about getting people to sign up. It's about making people feel confident that they're in the right place. So let me show you that process really quickly. Okay. So actually, I'm going to share this other screen because it's easier. Let's end this screen. Well, I'll just drag it over. Okay, so the first thing that Tanya does is she goes on this registration page and she goes, save me a seat. And this registration page has everything she needs to know about what the Boss's Brunch is. She goes on here and she puts in her information. So I'm just going to put my information in there. And she says, save me a seat, right? Immediately it says you're on the guest list. So she knows immediately. She knows the information. She even has a little button where she can add it to her calendar, and it actually adds it to her Google Calendar or Apple Calendar on her iPhone. And right now, I'm sending out a free gift away to people that register for the Boss Sis Brunch, where you get the Soft Life Business Reset Guide. And it's just a guide, a companion that helps you understand maybe where you need help in your business and how to automate your business to make things easier for you. So anyway, this is the process for that. So then I'm going to show you actually what happens. So this is the back end of the Saasy Boss software. This is what we call a workflow. Don't get scared. I know it looks crazy and scary, but it's not. Basically what it's saying here is when a form was submitted for the Boss Sis Brunch, so I created a form for Boss Sis Brunch. When that was created, the system came over here and it sent her an email. So in the email, this was the email that gave her information about, let's open it up. All right. Gave her all the information she needs to know. It told her the topic. It says the date. It says where. It gives her the copy of her free Soft Life Business Reset. And it even has a little link for adding to calendar. Okay. So that is clarity for her that she's on the list, and it's a little reminder for her, and she knows exactly what she needs to do next. So, all right, let's move to the next thing. All right. So, let's back up here. Oops. All right. Okay. So step 4. Tanya is registered. She's excited. She wants to attend, and she has every intention to do so, right? But life happens. A client runs late. A meeting gets added to her calendar. Her kids need something. An email comes in. Before you know it, she's forgotten all about Boss Sis Brunch. And has that ever happened to anyone besides me? I mean, you're fully intent to do something, and then life got in the way. And that's exactly why reminders are so important. Because people, sometimes they're very interested and they have every intention to join your event or connect with you, or go to a consultation or whatever that looks like, right? For your business, they have every intention to do that, but sometimes they get busy and they get distracted, and there's 1,000 things coming at them every single day. There's thousands of things coming at them on social media and then in their real life. So instead of hoping Tanya remembers, my invisible assistant helps her remember. She receives reminder emails and receives a reminder text, and every message simply helps her stay connected until it's time to attend. So I'm going to show you the reminder emails and text message that goes out. Okay. Bear with me. I'll bring this back up. This is a working session today, y'all. So, all right. So we're in the same workflow that we were just in where the confirmation email went through, right? I put in here, I set the date and time of the event so that the system knows. And I said, wait 1 day before the webinar starts. So I actually put the date, since it knows the date and time, it knows 1 day before what to do, right? And then I said, okay, send an email 1 day before. And it did. And it gives all the information again. Hey, remember, it's tomorrow. And tells her about the topic, the date, how to join, what to do, add it to her calendar. The biggest thing you want to do is let them know to add it to their calendars, because a lot of times, at least it'll give them a reminder on their phone that this event or thing is happening, right? So, all right, and then I don't only send one a day before. I put in a step to say, hey, wait an hour before, and then it sends another email an hour before the event. Hey, it's today. It's in 1 hour. Don't forget. So this one, same thing, has the same information, just reminding them, hey, join us in an hour. This is how you join. Um, Here's my Instagram for updates and all of that. So, and lastly, we have a 10-minute one. So we send one 10 minutes before, because between an hour and the time that the event starts, sometimes something comes up, right? I sign up for webinars and all kinds of things all the time, and sometimes I forget. And if they're not good about reminding me, especially I have a 16-month-old child, I'm running around after her. I can't, sometimes I just won't remember. So these are so important. But this is very similar, same concept. It's 10 minutes before, and then there is one at the exact time. So we're sending 3 emails a day of an hour, 10 minutes, and an exact time. Hey, and if you want to, you can also send text messages. I decided to only do one text message, and that's at the time of, hey, where are you? What's going on? So I actually have, this is the text message that would go out. Hey, and then it actually, I can personalize their name based on the contact name that they put in there. So it's, hey, contact first name. So, hey, Tanya, where are you? Sis Brunch is starting now. Join us. And it has the actual link. But this is a really good way because everybody's on their phone. Sometimes email they're not always in their email, or sometimes they get buried because you have so many that are coming in, right? So text message is a great way. If you can send out text messages, it is a wonderful way to remind people about the things that you got going on. I just wouldn't overuse it. That's why I only did one, and that's the time of the event. But you can do as many as you want. All right, let's go back. All right. And their view. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I want to make sure I'm sharing with you exactly how we're doing all of this. Okay. So okay. Step 5. Now the day has finally arrived. Tanya is going to attend the event. She received the reminders. She clicked on the link and she joins the Sis Brunch. But, this might seem obvious, but this is actually the goal of everything we talked about so far, right? The social media post, the comment, the DM, the registration page, the confirmation email, the reminders, all of that was designed to help get Tanya here. Our registrations are great. At least you get people's contact information and all of that, which is wonderful when they register for your event. But having participation in the event is the best thing, because you have live people right in front of you that you can connect with and talk to about your business and about what you specialize in and all of those things. People can't benefit from what you offer if they never show up. And that's why every piece of the Invisible Assistant is working together to guide people towards the experience that you created for them. Now, I've had webinars where I've had 70, 80 people RSVP or register for the event. Imagine if I had to manually send out every single link, email, text message. It's too much for one person. So having something in place behind the scenes that's working for you while you are doing what you need to do for your business outside of that, preparing for your event, preparing for your whatever it is that you've got going on for your business, creating your offer, doing whatever you need to do. It's so nice to have something that's already working behind the scenes for you. Okay. So here is one of the most important parts. Now, and this is where a lot of business owners stop. They Tanya attended the event. That's success, right? Yes, that's a great thing, but not quite, because the goal was never to just get Tanya to attend one of these workshops. The goal is building a relationship with Tanya, right? Because after today's event, she's going to receive the replay. She can watch it again if she wants to. She's going to hear about future Sis Brunch topics. She's going to continue to receive valuable information, valuable content, resources that could help her. And when she's ready for the next step, she'll know exactly where to find it. Because trust isn't built in one single interaction. It's built over time. One email, one workshop, one conversation, one helpful resource at a time. I read that most interaction or most buying decisions happen after the 5th interaction with you. But most business owners follow up only one time. So they're missing on that follow-up, that connection, that continuing of this relationship. It builds over time. It's like when you're in a relationship with a man or a woman. If you're together with somebody, in order for them to continue on, they got to court you a little bit. They got to continue to reach out to you. If they aren't reaching out to you consistently, then there's no relationship. It never happens. It'll just be that one-time interaction or whatever that was, a connection, a date, whatever that was, and then that's it. It's the same thing in business. So that is pretty much what I have for you today. Before we wrap up, I do want to leave you with a list of ideas. I want you leaving with one action. Today, we followed Tanya's journey through discovering the Sis Brunch, all the way through staying connected. Now it's your turn. What is one thing in your business that feels heavier than it should? What is one thing you need to find yourself what is one thing that you find yourself doing over and over? It could be following up with leads. It could be appointment reminders. It could be sending booking links. It could be answering the same questions over and over. Whatever that is that you see yourself doing all the time, that's the clue. That's where you need to start. That's where your first invisible assistant should be. So let's do this together. And again, if you're watching on the replay, drop this in the chat. What's one thing you would love your invisible assistant to help with? I'll go first. If I didn't have systems helping me, I'd spend a lot of time manually following up with people who are interested in Saasy Boss. So I would love for it to continue to help me with following up with any leads or people who are saying they're interested in my services or my business. Now I'd love to hear yours. So drop those in the chat or in the comments if you're watching on replay. And then step 3, last step, join us next week to build it all together. So we kind of went through the steps. Now we're going to next week, we're going to build a lead magnet. Now, if you're not familiar with what a lead magnet is, I know it sounds scary. It's not a scary word. It sounds technical. All it is simply something valuable that you can provide in exchange for the contact information of the person of someone that's interested in your business. So, for instance, it could be a checklist, a workbook. It could be a free sample, a free trial. It could be a free event, free webinar, anything like that. So when you have somebody sign up for it, they in turn, you get their contact information, and they in turn get something valuable that could help them with whatever your expertise is that you can help with, right? So for instance, if you're a realtor, it could be a home buyer's guide. If you're a Let's say you are a esthetician. It could be about skincare tips. If you are a therapist, it could be how to reduce anxiety. It could be an ebook. It can be in any form. But anything that you think would be helpful for them, and giving them a sample or a taste of what you do, something that is shows your value. It gives them a sample of what it's like to work with you, a small taste, and then at the end of that lead magnet, you have a call to action. You tell them, hey, now book a call with me, or buy this course, or buy this service, or whatever that looks like for you, right? So we're going to build that together from the beginning. How do you build a lead magnet? How do you set it up so that it is sent out to people and connects with people? I'm going to show you how to do it all through AI. I can show you how to do it in less than an hour, in less than 30 minutes. You can have a lead magnet done as long as you have the right tools in front of you. And I'm going to show you the exact tools that you need to do. So stick around for next week. And that's what I know I just talked all about it and before the slide, but I'm going to, like I said, show you how to build your first client attraction system. So lead magnet is the term. I'm going to show you, we'll create the free resource that people can download. We're going to create the landing page where people can request it. And we're going to set up a follow-up messages for it. And then we're going to show them what to do next, the next step that they need to do. And the best part is you don't need a designer. You don't need a copywriter. We can do this very simply. This used to take me hours in Canva. I used to sit for hours and use a template and create lead magnets that way. And in the age of 2026 with AI and all these things, you no longer need that. I am such a firm believer in utilizing resources and tools that are going to help you, and delegating some of these things to tools. You no longer have to pay a whole team. You don't have to pay someone $50,000 a year. You can get a tool for either free or $20 a month or something. It depends on what the tool is, but you can get it for very inexpensive and be able to build full systems. It's never been more easy. It's never been more easy to connect with people, to build systems, to automate your business, to make it easier on your life. And so my goal is to show you how to do that. So next week, we're going to talk about the first client attraction system. And we're going to continue on with this series of showing you some of the automation systems. I've come across some information on all kinds of things of how to build an AI avatar that can do your content for you, how to build websites with AI, how to build documents with AI. It's so much easier than it used to be. So I'm excited about it, and I want to share this knowledge with you. So look forward to that next week. Okay, so all right. If anybody has any questions, we've officially reached Q&A. We've covered a lot. We followed Tanya's journey from discovering Sis Brunch all the way through staying connected after the event. We looked at behind the scenes how simple systems can work together and create better experiences for people we serve. I'd love to hear from you. What kind of questions do you have? It could be about getting more people to discover your business, following up, creating a better customer experience, automations, anything. Nothing is off limits. And while you're thinking about it, I want to leave you with one last reminder. Your invisible assistant doesn't have to do everything. It just needs to start somewhere. So the goal isn't to automate your entire business overnight. So just remember, I know it sounds like a big task to put automations into your business, and sometimes it sounds scary, unsexy. Systems don't sound sexy, right? But what is sexy is a soft life that you're going to have once you have systems in place and it's taking care of business for you, and you are on vacation or hanging out with your friends or hanging out with your family, and you don't have to do every single thing manually. That's the sexiest thing I could think of. So, identify the one thing that feels repetitive, time consuming, something that is easy to forget, that you forget all the time, and create a little support behind it. Because most of us don't necessarily need to hustle more. We need more support. And sometimes one system can create a surprising amount of breathing room. Okay? So if nobody has any questions, just here are some things that I want to leave you with, or have you think about, since we don't have any questions yet. One of the things that I want you to think about is what this is going to take some self-reflection. Think of, and you know what? Next week, I'm going to do an assessment with you. I'm going to actually, I'll attach it here to the comments, because I really want you to have this. I have an assessment that goes over what type of business owner you are. And I think this is something that would be really good for you to look at, to understand where you are in your business. And then that will help you decide what invisible assistant to use first. So, really, and it's really based on the three things that we talked about that every business needs, right? So, we want to look at are you struggling with having people discover you? Are you more struggling with, following up? Are you being ghosted, right? Or are you more struggling with, you're overwhelmed and you don't have enough systems in place and you're mainly doing everything in your business? So we'll talk about that in further detail, but I'll drop it in the comments, or we can maybe talk about that more next week too. Because I think it's important for you, in order for you to understand where you need help, you need to look at where you are right now and reflect on yourself. In order to change anything, it takes self-reflection, and as scary as it is, sometimes that's what it takes. So let me ask you: think about it? Are you currently maybe struggling with following up with your leads manually? What's one thing that you find yourself doing over and over every week? Here's another question that can help you with self-reflection. If you had an invisible assistant tomorrow, what would you hand off first? What is the one thing you hate doing in your business? There's always something, right? What you know that you're good at XYZ, right? I know I'm good at marketing. I know my strong points aren't, and I know I'm good at, technology and all of that. That's fun for me. I know I'm not a numbers person. So all the financial stuff and the accounting, I know that's not my thing. Or sometimes it's keeping up with, even though it's part of marketing, posting on social media and some of those things, and creating content sometimes can, not that I don't like to do it, it's time consuming. And sometimes I don't do it as much as I feel like I should be. So just think about that thing. What would you hand off if you had an invisible assistant? And then we can look together to see what automation systems are available and out there. There's the sky is the limit. There's so many things out there. So if, we can look together to see what we could do or what kind of system could help you alleviate that for you. And then, what part of Tanya's journey stood out to you the most today? Think about that. Is there anything that stood out to you or you didn't know in regards to the journey? The goal is to put yourself in your customer's shoes. What is the journey that they go through to work with you? And as long as you make it as simple and easy as possible, you will be successful, because your customers, again, are so busy and distracted, and there's so much going on. So as long as you are going through the journey with them and you are helping remind them and telling them about you, or reminding them that you're there, is so, 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 so important. Okay, so we don't have any questions, so we're gonna do our Boss Sis toast. Okay, so we do this at the end of every Boss Sis brunch. I want you to raise your coffee, your tea, your water, your mimosa, whatever you're sipping today. Here's to building businesses that don't depend on us remembering everything. Here's to creating systems that support us instead of stressing us out. Here's to making it easy for people to discover us, stay connected, and work with us. Here's to working smarter and not carrying everything ourselves. And here's to remembering that we don't have to build businesses alone. May we continue learning. May we continue growing. May we continue supporting one another. And may we create businesses that give us freedom, more peace, more time for the things that matter the most to us. So cheers, bosses. I'll see you next Wednesday at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time for the next Boss Sis brunch. I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much for your time.